What's up, man? Y'all see the title. Gervonta Davis is not going to fight Lomachenko no time soon. Mayweather did the interview at the Lomachenko had a impressive performance versus the guy he fought. The guy was a last minute replacement because Abner Maris had eye retina surgery for his detached retina. So this guy stepped in and Gervonta Davis, knocked him out in the first round. But I want to talk about Mayweather saying that he's not gonna fight Lomachenko no time soon. Some guy asked him a question about Lomachenko, and Mayweather jumped in and said that Lomachenko was an older fighter. He has to fight as many times as possible because he's an older fighter. And Tank Davis has time. Now I agree that Tank Davis does have time. Tank Davis is only 22 years old. So to me, it's no need to rush him into a Lomachenko fight. But I don't want to hear Lomachenko say that he can beat. I don't want to hear Tank Davis say he can beat Lomachenko. I don't want to hear people say that Tank Davis can beat Lomachenko because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he cannot beat Lomachenko right now. Period. Point blank. He's not going to beat Lomachenko right now. Let me repeat that again. He's not going to beat Lomachenko at this point of his career. Lomachenko, first of all, Lomachenko is a bad matchup for Tank Davis. Now, see, everybody looking at, man, Tank Davis knocking everybody out. And yes, he's knocking these guys out that he is supposed to have showcase fights against. These are his showcase fights. When you first coming up in the leagues, man, in boxing, man, you have big promoters and big management behind you. They're not going to put you in fights where you're going to be possibly in a 50-50 fight. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to put you in showcase fights to build you up, build your name up. You know what I'm saying? And Lomachenko is a bad matchup for him at this point in his career. First of all, he's not experienced enough. Second of all, he's a front foot heavy fighter. Lomachenko is a technician. He can fight going backwards. He can fight coming forward. He can fight at different angles and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And has speed just as fast as Tank Davis. So in the history of boxing, boxers do not want to fight another boxer. Let me put that out there. Boxers do not want to fight another boxer because they don't want to fight a mirror of themselves. They don't want to fight anybody that can box like them, that thinks like them in the ring, that can be a technician like them in the ring. They rather fight a guy, even though Tank Davis is dangerous, he got dangerous power. They rather fight a fighter like that because Tank Davis is not hard to find. Tank Davis is gonna come find. Gonna come look for you. As a matter of fact. So what does a fighter like Lomachenko does? He fight on his back foot and just welcomes Tank Davis in. You know what I'm saying? That's all he does. He just welcomes him in because he understands that Tank Davis is going to come find him. So all I got to do is pick what punches I want to throw because you're going to come to me. I don't have to go find you. So that's why I'm trying to explain to people that at this point in Gervonta Davis' career, he doesn't have the experience, man, to beat Lomachenko. Mayweather was right. Lomachenko had over 300 amateur fights. Lomachenko, Tank Davis did not have he said Gervonta didn't have much of a amateur career. I think I looked up Gervonta's amateur career. I didn't see that many fights. I don't think I seen 100 fights or something like that. I think I seen like 40 fights. I think I looked his up. I have to remember. I think a little while I looked his up, but he doesn't have the experience that Lomachenko has. And Lomachenko is very experienced. People looking at, oh, look what Projager did to against Lomachenko. He went rounds against Lomachenko, but Tank Davis knocked him out. Styles make fights, people. Styles, and stop with the triangle theory because the triangle theory in boxing does not work. That because a fighter beats another fighter better than another fighter, that doesn't mean when those two fighters fight, the fighter that beat the fighter the best is going to win the fight. We did it. I mean, look, throughout boxing history, what? George Foreman and Ali. Ali was able to beat George Foreman. Frazier had never beat George Foreman, got knocked out quick in both fights. But Frazier gave Ali hell and beat Ali one fight. So just stop it. When you go to Mayweather Pacquiao, Pacquiao was able to stop Cotto. Cotto went the distance with Mayweather. Pacquiao was able to stop. Was able to knock. You know what I'm saying? Shane Mosley down and make Shane Mosley look bad. Yeah, Mayweather made him look bad. Mayweather never knocked him down. He had Mayweather in trouble. I mean, so we cannot go by the triangle theory. Styles make fights. That's why boxing is a stylistic matchup. That's what they tell you. Styles in different styles of different fights, you're going to get a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis has power in both hands. He's a front foot heavy fighter. He went to go get Prajaja. He was able to knock him out. Lomachenko was more of a technician. And then Lomachenko was coming off a shoulder surgery. I mean, I know people don't want to say, people say, oh, that's an excuse. That's not an excuse. The man has shoulder surgery, which you use your shoulders to punch. You use your whole shoulder, your whole arm, all that goes into your punching motion. So yes, it hampered him a little bit. Now, would he still have got Prajaja out of there? I believe he probably could have got him up out of there if he, you know what I'm saying, he was coming off of what, a year layoff, shoulder surgery. It's not a, I'm not giving the man the excuse. I'm just telling you the facts. And I know people are, you know, high on Tank Davis, but I'm out on. I was high on Tank Davis. I was getting, I was seeing the potential of Tank Davis, but then when he missed weight and lost his belt on the scales, a young fighter losing his belt on the scales like that, and he knew when he. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: a fighter knows that he's overweight when he comes to that last weigh-in on TV, because your last week of the fight, fighters are on the scales 2 times a day, man. They know where they are. He got on the scales this morning. He probably got on the scale 4 or 5 hours before he even weighed in. He knew that he was over. He knew that he was over in the last fight when he came in overweight. So when the fighters start coming in overweight, and I compare him to Adrian Broner. I don't care what nobody says. He's Adrian Broner. He's Adrian Broner all over again. Adrian Broner did the same thing. He lost his belt on the scales. He came in, he missed weight a couple times. I think Adrian Broner missed weight 3 times or something like that. Gervonta Davis missed weight 2 times. So don't tell me he's not like, his mentality is just like Adrian Broner. They get in trouble outside of boxing as well as can't come in on weight inside of boxing. Gervonta Davis, he had a hard upbringing. I mean, look, I'm from Chicago. I grew up in the 90s in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, you know, hard upbringings. Because you have a hard upbringing, that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you can't be a civilized person. You cannot know how to handle yourself. You're not grown up. When you grow up, you know what I'm saying, you have a foundation. Gervonta Davis, he didn't have the foundation that he needed. He said that he was homeless. Mayweather divulged that the man's mother was on drugs. I don't know what Mayweather had to divulge that for, that the man's mother was on drugs and all this stuff. But if that's the case, the man was not brought up properly. He was failed as a child. Some people failed him, didn't bring the man up right to have, so the man can have a good foundation. Like, everybody gonna make mistakes, everybody gonna make bad decisions. But if you have a great foundation, you can, a person that make bad decisions and all that stuff, and you know, just do stupid things sometimes, you can have a foundation to fall back on. He doesn't have a foundation to fall back on, just like Adrian Broner. That's why they make bad decisions after bad decisions after bad decisions, because they don't have a foundation to fall back on. So don't tell me he's not like Adrian Broner. No, not the way they fight in the ring. His mentality is just like Adrian Broner's mentality. They both have the same destructive mentality. They both were brought up, Adrian Broner, the same way. He was not. He was failed as a child. He didn't have a proper you know what I'm saying, structure growing up. You know what I'm saying? He even talks about it. Gervonta Davis talks about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same cycle with that cycle of not having a proper upbringing, and you expect these you know, kids or teenagers or young adults to prosper as they get older. When you have no foundation, you have nothing to fall back on. You didn't see what it was like. You didn't have an example what it was like to be able to conduct yourself in a proper manner. And Gervonta Davis coming in overweight again, like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. And then Mayweather saying, oh, he's going to be a big star. Leonard Ellerbe talking about he's going to be a big star, but will he make it to be a big star? Will he still be in boxing to be able to be a big star? Because Him not having the mentality and the discipline to come in and on weight, all it takes is for him to have a lapse and he lose a fight he's not supposed to lose, and then he lose another one. Just like Adrian Broner, a lapse, then you lose a fight you're not supposed to be losing. You in the fight with Paulie Malignaggi, close fight that you're not even supposed to be in the close fight with Paul Malignaggi. I don't care if he came up 2 weight classes. He wasn't supposed to be in the. Paul Malignaggi was not supposed to be in that fight like that. Period. Point blank. So, hey, look, people can get mad. Gervonta Davis supporters can get mad. I like the kid as a fighter, but I'm out on him as being a big star because I've seen it with Adrian Broner. This is the same thing people saying with Adrian Broner. Oh, don't worry about it. He's young, y'all. He's going to be all right. And then what happened to Adrian Broner? Now they own Gervonta. Now they making the same excuses for Gervonta Davis that 5 years ago they was making for Adrian Broner. Just stop it, man. For you, I'm never really caught off guard a lot. And people that are caught off guard in life is because they either miss what they seeing or they can't comprehend what they seeing. You know what I'm saying?